Hello folks, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you today to talk about Rangers' really disappointing 0-0 draw at home to St Johnstone today at Ibrox. And look, try to be honest when I do these videos, Rangers were awful. A performance we've seen far too often from them this season, where they started slowly, no tempo at all, no urgency in their play. Then unfortunately we were treated to a recital of the spin round, pass back to central defenders dance over and over again, wanting the extra touch, not having the balls to drive from midfield with a ball, not having the balls to put your foot on it and try and dictate play. And just I thought the fans were quite right to be feeling very badly let down. These are a group of players that bristle at the suggestion that Rangers are a one-man team. Well, Alfredo Morelos has been missing the last 2 weeks, and I haven't seen many people stepping up to fill the gap that he's left, and I genuinely can't think of many chances that we created today. A couple of shots outside the box in the first half. In the second half, one fell to Daniel Candeias that he should have put away, but he snatched at it, leaned back, looked like a player with no confidence, and you do wonder what it's going to take to install confidence in some of them. And then Kyle Lafferty had a sort of half-chance snapshot that hit the outside of the post, and that really was it. St Johnstone were probably the team that were much more unlucky in terms of not getting 3 points. They forced a good save from Wes Foderingham, who was in for the suspended Al McGregor, and then later on, long ball over the top, catches out the Rangers defence. St Johnstone striker gets in the end, it lobs it over the oncoming Wes, looks a goal for all the world, but it bounces up off the ground and hits the top of the bar, which you don't see very often. But in all honesty, Rangers could still be playing and they would not have scored a goal. It's just a lack of responsibility. It's not wanting to do something difficult, it's wanting somebody else to do it. Today Ryan Kent had 3 men on him, and yet so many other players continually just left him to it. I felt really sorry for Ryan Kent today. He was trying so hard to make something happen, and he just did not get the support of his teammates today. We brought in Glenn Kamara, who I thought did alright for a debut, but next in was Stephen Davis, who was really poor again. And I think that we all understand hasn't played often, match fitness, etc. But this is now 6 weeks he's been here. You'd expect to see improvements, and we aren't seeing anything like it. And in terms of the league title, the problem is, has always been, one, it's likely to go to 8 points tomorrow. Even if it doesn't, Rangers chuck one of those performances in, at least one in every 4, have done all season, crying out for the number 10, which is what I think we thought Steve Davis would be. But what can you say when we continually play the same way? As Einstein says, you're going to get the same results, and that's exactly what's been happening with Rangers. So deeply disappointing. Morelos will be back for Kilmarnock, which is great, but we are far too reliant on him. Too many players are used to just hitting a low percentage ball into an area and him making something of it. And today, for example, when Jermaine Defoe's up front, we don't change the game. We don't try and say, well, he can't get in the end of long balls, but he'll be good at getting on the end of balls slipped behind the defenders. I counted 1. We did that today. We made it easy for St Johnstone, and they didn't have to be great. They just had to work hard, and they got their point. And like I say, for people who get angry and upset at one-man team, 2 games, 2 0-0 draws, and I don't recall the keeper making many saves apart from 1 penalty. I think that says it all. There's a lot of Rangers players in there who need to have a long hard look at themselves, and it's coming to the stage the manager needs to change his tactics a bit, because as I say, we've seen this movie, we've seen it over and over, and today we went with this 4-3-3 and it didn't work. But I do have a bit of sympathy for Gerrard, because you just don't know when the players are going to turn in one of their half-arsed performances, and that's what they did today, and it was really disappointing. Alright, thank you very much for joining me. I'm on the road back to glorious Ayrshire, and I will speak to you again on Wednesday night after the Kilmarnock Cup tie. Until then, take care. Bye.